Google Ads for high-ticket dropshipping. It's one of the most important elements when you are first starting a high-ticket dropshipping store, assuming that you want the ability to scale quickly, because paid traffic means immediate traffic, and it means the ability to scale pretty much the day that you launch your business, whereas SEO, on the other hand, is more of the long-term play. And in the coming videos about this topic, I'm going to do my best to kind of break this down from a very basic level to a more in-depth level of why Google Ads and exactly how they work for high-ticket dropshipping. If you're new to the channel, welcome, and subscribe if you would, because it helps me a lot. I put out all things high-ticket dropshipping. I think I have some of the most straightforward and objective high-ticket dropshipping content that you will find on YouTube. And if you're someone that is serious about building a high-ticket dropshipping business yourself, I recommend checking out my high-ticket program. I have both an online course and I have a built-for-you service where I will build your high-ticket dropshipping business for you. So if you're interested, link is in the description below. But what I want to cover in this video is kind of just two things. And again, we're kind of, with this new video series, we'll call it the Google Ads series. We're going to start with the most basic elements of high-ticket dropshipping. So if you're not new to high-ticket dropshipping, this might not be the most interesting video to you. We're going to start with why Google Ads versus social. And then we're also going to kind of talk about the three most basic types of campaigns and which one or ones I think are the most valuable and have the best ROI for high-ticket dropshipping. So let's start with a very basic question. Why Google Ads for high-ticket dropshipping? Why wouldn't we use something like social media advertising on Meta, on TikTok, etc.? And the simple reason for this, I would say, if I were to boil it down to one sentence, is because high-ticket dropshipping is query-based and it's very transactional. That's all that we really want to focus on. It's not that we don't believe in the powerful algorithms that these giant social media conglomerates now have because of all of this data that they have. They have some of the most behavioral data as far as their consumers, as far as their users go, than anybody else on the planet. That's why they make so much money, because they have so much data and their advertisers love it. And there's a place and a time for advertisers to use social media advertising, whether it's just general brand awareness. Maybe you have seen different like online courses, online programs pop up. If you're in the entrepreneurship algorithm, they're kind of targeting a general interest, not necessarily an immediate intent to buy. And again, these algorithms become really, really powerful to where they recognize your behaviors and your patterns and what you've been checking out online. But at the end of the day, they're not query-based. And what I mean by that is if I'm scrolling through Instagram and I see an ad pop up for a product that maybe I've shown general interest in over the past couple of months, like I'm a runner. And so I'm always kind of looking out for the new and best Hoka shoes or New Balance shoes for running. And my social media algorithm is smart about this and it recognizes this. So every now and then it'll feed me an ad for running shoes. While I might buy them at some point, I'm not necessarily looking to buy them in that moment. Now, that brings us to why we are interested in Google Ads for this. Again, we're not these companies with millions of dollars to spend on their advertising, okay? People like you and me, generally we're starting off with a few $1,000s. Maybe it's just $1,000 a month to spend on this. So we have to be very smart about where we spend it. And so if I'm trying to sell something like industrial air conditioners to businesses that are searching for them online, I'm not going to have a lot of luck doing that on Instagram. Like, I'm not just going to pop up randomly on someone's Instagram feed advertising an industrial air conditioning unit or HVAC equipment. That's just not the arena. I want to place my product, my ad, in front of someone that is specifically searching for it, looking to buy it either then or in the near future. It's query-based marketing, and that is what we are most focused on. So why Google Ads? When somebody types in a specific search term into Google, our goal is to place our ad in front of them to match that query. And so that's where Google Ads comes in, and that's why it's such a powerful tool in this. And why high ticket dropshipping? Why not low ticket dropshipping with this? Well, Google ad clicks are expensive. Google Ads has a pay per click which means every time somebody clicks on one of your ads, you have to pay a certain amount for that click. And the higher the bid, the more that you click, or the more that you pay for that click. But we'll get into bidding in a future video, but this is kind of just to break down why Google Ads. So if it's expensive, let's say it's a few bucks per click, and you're advertising these products, you want the ability to make back a lot of your ads budget, if not profit on it, from a single sale, because a $4 click could lead to a $3,500 sale in which you profit $1,000. And in that case, it was worth that $4 click. But if you're only profiting $20 per sale, the ROI clearly just isn't there for that. So that's kind of the rationale behind why Google Ads for high ticket dropshipping specifically. And so I'm going to kind of talk about the three major campaign types. And I don't know if you guys notice, I'm in a different setting today. I've got a whiteboard behind me. We're going to talk about the three main campaign types in Google Ads, because I often just get the question, like, how do these things actually work? How does Google Ads actually work? Because in theory, it sounds like it makes sense. We want to show up for people that are looking for our products, but like, what does this actually look like in practice? There are three main campaign types. The first is shopping. Second is search. And then performance max. Is the third. And again, in this video, we're not necessarily going to get into the anatomy of how to set up a shopping campaign or set up a search campaign or performance max. Rather, I'm going to kind of talk about how these main three contribute to our overall goal here, and generally how each one works and how it shows up to a user that's actually searching for our products online. So I'm actually going to start with performance max because I think this is the least useful out of all three of these, and I'll kind of explain why. So in contrast to the top two, shopping and search, you have the least amount of control with performance max. I would say performance max campaigns are the most similar thing that you will find to like TikTok advertising. I've never actually advertised on TikTok, so I can't really speak to that. But Facebook and meta advertising, where it's very content driven and you're kind of just letting Google's automated algorithm decide for you where to place your ads. You pretty much give it all of the information that you want to give it, and then from there, it's kind of just this magic black box where Google will do whatever the hell it wants to with the budget that you give it to spend. And while there are certain industries, there are certain businesses where I think performance max can be really useful because it almost kind of creates like an omnipresence for your brand. You'll show up on different websites. You'll show up in the shopping feed. You'll show up kind of all over the place in the display network. But ultimately, you just lack so much control. And so it's kind of, it's really hit or miss. It's kind of like throwing shit at the wall and seeing what sticks when it comes to performance max. I've tried it for my own businesses. I've tried it for client businesses. And while I've had like small successes here and there, there's just not a consistent enough level to where I would feel comfortable recommending performance max to anybody. I would say kind of proceed at your own risk and just see how it works for you. We're going to kind of go all over the map here. The main two I want to focus on in my own businesses and my clients' businesses, and where I think you can get the most juice for high ticket dropshipping. By far, shopping ads is the most. Search ads is kind of the second. I would say there's kind of an 80-20, 90-10 split from my experience as far as driving revenue. And so what are these and how do they actually work? So shopping ads, if you were to type in Samsung TVs for sale on Google right now, shopping ads will show up at the top of the page. And what they look like, everybody has seen them before. If you're not familiar, it's going to be a row of Samsung TVs. You can see the picture, you can see the title of the product, you can see the business selling it. There's probably like a star rating attributed to it. Those are shopping ads. It's kind of the most direct and transactional ad that there is. And in later videos, we'll kind of get into how you improve your shopping ads from your product titles to your actual ad quality score, your page speed, your SEO, and then how much you're bidding and negative keywords, all this kind of stuff that plays into it. There's a lot of things that you can do to influence how your ads perform, but shopping ads are the most direct form of ad. And again, when someone's typing in a product to buy online, this is just a direct feed to that product page. It's like, you're looking for this product, boom, here you go. That's kind of the goal and the thinking behind shopping ads. And it's my experience over the course of more than half a decade now, well, right around half a decade, shopping ads, when we're just talking about paid traffic, set aside organic for this entire conversation, shopping ads has contributed to at least 85% of my revenue driven from ads. Search ads are kind of a different thing, and they are really, really useful in that you can target more specific long tail keywords. Shopping ads, and I won't get into the weeds really of negative keywords in this video, this is just kind of, again, to talk about the structure. With shopping ads, you don't really tell Google what keywords I want to show up for. Google kind of figures that out off the bat based on the type of product that it is, the title, the brand, all that stuff. Google is smart in that way, and that it'll pretty much know immediately what it is that you want to show up for, but you're still going to be showing up for a lot of irrelevant clicks. And that's where negative keywords comes into play. A negative keyword basically means that you are telling Google what I do not want to show up for. I do not want to show up for when someone types in Lowe's or Walmart or Home Depot. I don't want to show up for that. Add that as a negative keyword. Boom, I'm not showing up for it anymore. So you can add negative keywords to shopping ads and to search ads, but you can't, in shopping ads specifically, tell Google, I want to only show up for these search terms. With search ads, you can. You can actually type in a list of the keywords that you want to show up for. So long tail meaning Samsung TV with speaker bar. That would be a more specific long tail keyword than just Samsung TV or TV. It's much more targeted, and we don't necessarily have to lead the customer directly to a product page, although you can lead it to a collection page. You can have different links on your search ad that lead to like a contact us or a request a quote. Maybe there's a bulk quote page where you're selling a B2B product and you have the ability to offer bulk quotes to your customers. You have a lot more flexibility, a lot more things that you can do with search ads. And so how they show up when you type in Samsung TVs for sale, it's more in like paragraph form down below. So you have the shopping ads at the top of the page, and then down below it'll be like the website link and then kind of a paragraph-ish looking description, different site links. I'm sure you guys will know what I'm talking about. So anyways, I'll kind of, not to get too complicated and too in the weeds for this video, this is just kind of part one of several. So if you would find direct Google Ads instruction that's just free here on YouTube valuable to you, I would say hit the subscribe button. So if there's anything that you walk away with here, we're focused on intent-based, query-based marketing, and high-ticket dropshipping is a very transactional space. It's not really creative content-driven at all, and we're really just focusing on shopping and search ads because we have the most control. We can tell Google what we do and do not want to show up for, whereas Performance Max, we really kind of forfeit that control when we go with a campaign like that. So again, let me know in the comments what questions you have, what you want me to talk about in the coming videos. But again, subscribe for this fun little Google Ads series because I think it will provide some good free content for anyone that could use it. Thanks, guys.